First of all, we will define what is a function. Function is basically a rule or correspondence that relates elements in the first set to one and only one element in the second set. Now we have to think what is the rule through which we have related 1 with 1, 2 with 4, 3 with 9. So the rule or the function through which we have related 2 with 4 is x square. When we put x is equal 1, our function will return f of 1, that is 1. When we put x equal 2, our function will return f of 2, that is 2 square, that is 4. It means that this function has related 2 with 4. When we put x equals 3, our function will return 9. It means that this function has related 3 with 9. So in simple words, function is basically a rule. Let's consider another function. F of x is equal x plus 1. When we put x equals 0, our function will return 1. When we put x equal 1, our function will return 1 plus 1, that is 2. So our function has related 0 with 1 and 1 with 2. When we put x equal 2, our function will return 2 plus 1, that is 3. It means that our function has related 2 with 3. So basically a function is simply a rule. We are discussing about real valued functions. For more simplification, let's consider another function h of a, that is the next higher number, the next higher number that starts with same letter as input number. This is a function that relate our variable, our given input, to the next higher number that start with the same letter as input number. Let's suppose we put a equals 3. So h of 3, the answer will be the next higher number that start with the same letter as the input number. And our input number start with the letter t. The next higher number that start with the letter t is 10. So our function has related 3 with 10. This is a function. So basically function is a rule that relates elements in the first set to one and only one element in the second set. Now let's see what is domain. Set of numbers that we put as an input into the function makes the domain of the function. Now what is range? Set of numbers that we get out from the function as a result is called the range of the function. In this function, 0, 1 and 2 is the domain of the function, and 1, 2 and 3 is the range of the function. We can also denote function in the form of pairs. So the first element of each pair makes a set that is called domain of the function, and the second element of each pair makes a set called the range of the function. It means that the domain of the function will be 1, 3 and 6, and the range of this function 2, 9 and 3. So if we are given with the function that is x square plus 1 and we have to find out the domain and the range of this function. How we can find out the domain and the range of a function? As we have already discussed, domain is a set of those numbers as we put as an input into the function. And the range is a set of those numbers that we get as an output from the function. We can only put those numbers as an input that keep the function defined and on the real line. So what is the meaning of the function that is defined? A function becomes undefined if there becomes 0 in the denominator, as there is no denominator in this function. So this function can never be undefined for any real number. Now we have to keep focus on the second step, that we can put only those numbers that keep the function on the real line. So let's put x equals to 0. Our answer will be 1. When we put x equal 2, function will return 5. When we put x equal 3 something minus 3, our function return 9 plus 1, that is 10. So you can see that when we put real number, the function also return the real values. So the domain of the function will be the all real numbers. Focus on one thing, that when we put negative number, then as our function contain x square, whenever we put a negative number, our function will make the square of that number and make it again positive. So whenever we put x equal minus 4, our function make the square of minus 4, that is 16 plus 1, and that is 17. Have you observed? We have again and again our answer is positive, because our function make the square of the negative number and make it again positive. So what will be the range? In our case, all answers are positive. So we can say that the set of all positive real numbers. This is how we can find out the domain and the range of a given function. Let's consider another example. We are given with a function y equals x square minus 9. We have to find out the domain and the range of this function. As you know very well, domain is the set of all values that we put into the function as an input, and the range is a set of all those values we get out from the function as an output. So to find out the domain, let's solve it. When we put x equals to 0, our function will return minus 9, that is 3 iota, because square root minus 1 equals iota. You have seen, when we put 0, our function return imaginary value. So we cannot put x equal to 0 into our function, because x equal to 0 takes our function in the complex plane, and we have to keep on the real line. So when we put x equal 1, our function again will return 1 minus 9, that is square root minus 8, that is square root 8 iota. You have seen, when we put x equals 1, our function return imaginary value, so we cannot put x equal to 1 into our function. So when we put what happened when we put x equals 2, then that 2 square minus 2 square, that is 4, 4 minus 9, that is square root minus 5, that is again 5 iota. So you have seen, when we put x equal to, our function again return imaginary value, so we cannot put x equal to. Let's try at x equal 3. So let's see, 3 square 9 minus 9, that is 0, that is a real number. So we can put a number 3 and greater than 3. Let's suppose 4, that is 4 square 16 minus 9, 16 minus 9, that is square root 7. This is again a real number, so we can put a number 3 or greater than 3 into our function. Let's discuss this is the same case with the negative numbers. Whenever we put a negative number into our function, because our function the placeholder of -1 is square. Whenever we put a negative number, our function will make the square of the negative number and again make it positive. So we can conclude the same result. We can conclude the same result for the positive and the negative numbers. So what will be the domain? We cannot put a number that is greater than -3 and less than 3. So our domain will be -infinity to -3 and infinity to 3. We cannot put the number greater than -3, for example -2, -1, and we cannot put the numbers less than 3, for example 2, 1 and 0. So this is the domain of our function. Keeping in view the domain, we will discuss the range, because we cannot put these numbers and these numbers. So when we skip these numbers, our range will be again positive real numbers. You can see our range will again a set of positive numbers. For example, let's say we can put 5, then 525 minus 9, that is again square root 16, that is 4. You can see that we are getting again and again the positive real numbers. So we can see that the set of all positive real numbers. This is the way we can find out the domain and the range of any function. Let's discuss a case of undefined function. Let's consider a function x over x minus 4, and we have to find out the domain and the range of this function. So for simplification, let's solve it. Put x equal 0, then our function will return 0 minus 4, that is 0. Let's put x equal 1, our function will return 1 over 1 minus 4, that is minus 1 by 3. This is again real number, so we can put 0 and 1, there is no worries about. X equal 2, then y 1 over 2 minus 4, that is minus 1 over 2. This is again a real number, so we can put x equal 2. So let's try at x equal 3, y 1 over 3 minus 4, that is minus 1. So we can put 3, there is no worries about 3. So let's put x equal 4. Then our function will return 1 over 4 minus 4, that is 1 by 0. This is equals to infinity. So you have seen when we put x equal 4, our function become undefined. So we cannot put x equal 4. Let's try greater number from 4. X equal 5. So y equals to 5 minus 4, that is 5. So we cannot only put x equal to 4 into the domain of our function. When we put x equal to 4, our function become undefined. So except 4, what will be the domain of our function? We can put all the real numbers except 4. So keeping in view, let's find the range of the function. Let's neglect 4, we cannot put 4, so otherwise we are getting again and again the real numbers 0, minus 1 by 3, minus 1 by 2, minus 1, 5. These are all real numbers, positive as well as negative. So we can say that
the set of all real numbers.
This is the range of our given function. These are the easiest ways that we can find out the domain and the range of any given function.